Louisiana natives and OutDaughtered stars Adam and Danielle Busby live outside of Houston with their 6 daughters, including a set of quintuplets. The Busby family is finally back on TLC. In July 2023, OutDaughtered returned to the network for its 9th season, more than 2 years after new episodes last aired. Obviously, a lot has changed for the family of 8 since viewers last saw them on TV. The Quints, Riley, Hazel, Olivia, Ava, and Parker are heading into 3rd grade, eldest daughter Blake is in junior high, and mom Danielle Busby has opened a brick-and-mortar version of her online clothing boutique. But one thing hasn't changed, where the Busby family lives. Danielle and her husband Adam Busby both grew up in Louisiana. After they married in 2006, they moved to League City, Texas, where they've lived ever since. At one point, they briefly considered moving to Dallas for Adam's work, but they eventually decided against it. League City, which is located midway between Houston and Galveston, is close to the water and has a population of about 115,000. It's also home to Danielle's store, Grayson B Boutique, which opened its first physical location in 2022. The OutDaughtered family had to move from their first home because of mold. Initially, the Busbys lived in a home in the Marbella subdivision in League City. But a few years after the Quints were born, the family had to move because their house was infested with mold, which they discovered when one of their daughters came down with a respiratory illness. The unpleasant saga was chronicled in OutDaughtered Season 5. The whole upstairs seems to be covered with mold, and it's really bad in Ava and Olivia's room. So my stomach is turning over because the numbers are like astronomical, Danielle said at the time. Ultimately, the Busbys had to move into a rental while work was done to repair the damage on their sick house. At first, Adam and Danielle hoped to be able to move their family back to their original home. But that proved to be impossible. Eventually, they ended up purchasing their rental home, where they still live. Since moving in, the Busbys have truly made the home their own. They've updated the kitchen, created a massive pantry, and added a mudroom. They showed off the in-progress renovations in a 2020 YouTube video. In a post on the family's It's a Buzzworld blog, Danielle shared that she let the girls help when it came to updating their bedrooms. Riley, for example, picked a purple rug that guided the rest of Danielle's decision choices. Another perk of the current house over the old one: the massive yard, complete with a swimming pool. The yard is the most beneficial, Danielle explained in an episode of OutDaughtered. We like for the kids to play outside. We don't like our kids being on iPads and that kind of stuff. We want them to play and interact, so there's a pool, there's a huge yard. It's definitely a plus in that aspect.